Good morning, everyone. Welcome, and nice to be back in my kitchen with the windows done and everything. So here we are, and we're going to practice today some Tai Chi Qigong, the Shabasha, and we're going to do some breathing exercises. We're going to do some stretching, not too much, but we're going to stretch our lungs, stretch our limbs, and generally just be soft and patient with ourselves and experience the exercise and the nice community without too much stress. So off we go, and the first thing is, hopefully you have a little drink, and it's good to be hydrated before you start any kind of activity, really. We should always be hydrated. Little sips rather than big gulps more often. Okay, so we'll just begin with our feet. And you can gently just tense your toes and stretch them within your shoes, or if you're barefoot, just wiggling your toes around and sensing your feet on the ground. And then we'll just begin with another sensing exercise just around us. Just we sense the air, we sense the space, and we sense ourselves. So, beginning our routine today, we are just sensing ourselves, and we are sensing that we do have ability to bring ourselves more energy, to bring ourselves a better well-being and vital being, whatever level that is at. And we will start with our breath coming in through our nose. Slight pause and let it go right down to ground. Breath coming in. We'll do a few of these just to bring our lungs into the zone. And during the rest of the, unless I'm saying specifically to breathe in a certain way, throughout the exercises we should just be gently breathing, not forcing a breath, but being aware of a breath. It's a slightly different thing. So breathing gently in and very, very gently out. Okay. So we'll just begin with commencing. So just allow the energy to come up underneath your hands, and then just gently roll it back down. Soft hands, knees slightly slacking, just being very gentle with ourselves and letting ourselves just drift down and seek contact with the ground. Part of grounding, as they say, is a physical thing, and it's also a mental, psychological thing. When we feel grounded, we can think better, we can do better. And this is where being in touch with nature, being in touch with ourselves as nature, finding a nice way to that nature point. It doesn't have to be outside, for example. We can just bring it into our own being, the conscious thoughts, nature. Okay, so just a tiny little element of a little bit of shaking about, shaking the skeleton, just getting that all nice and loose and feeling nice and grounded. And we come to the second exercise from the Shavasana set 2, and it's generally known as broadening, and that's because as we lift our hands up, we open, palms are facing each other, and we just open that feeling of the lungs being able to take more air in. And of course, if you move your hands back, that is what happens. So we can, generally speaking, breathe in as we move up, and as we change direction, we breathe out and let the breath evaporate down. Just do a few of those. So the energy comes up, we expand it out, and then we let it go. Just a couple more. Soften your shoulders, soften your approach, and let it go down. One more. Energy coming up underneath, broadening and releasing that energy down again. So we're consciously working with our breath and our energy. We're consciously aware that our breath can help us to see all kinds of things that are occurring in our body. So the third movement is painting the rainbow, and it begins with the arms up above the head, if you like, or you can just go straight into this posture, whichever one you choose. And when we're doing it, remember that if you do feel that it's too much for the hand up there, you can also do that with the sideward movement there. And there's a little extra thing that you can do, which is turn the foot out as you lean into the left foot. You turn the right foot out, and as you lean into the right, you turn the left foot. So we'll just begin with that leaning, leaning over both sides, and as you lean, press down on your foot so that you feel the whole weight of your leg. And then we make the turn if we want to, and the pressure is on the back leg, on the standing leg, the one that hasn't turned. And now we begin to put the arms in. And that is shifting the weight and playing with the rainbow. So we imagine that the air is misty, and we can move that air from side to side. Air becomes the energy. That's how it comes into the body. We use that energy to drive all of our systems. shake there. I'm just going to find a tissue. I'll be back in a second. Okay, here I am. So the fourth movement is in the same space. The fourth movement is done in a wider stance if you want to. When we're in a wider stance, so sometimes known as horse riding stance, it is as if we are going down onto the seat of our body is going down a little bit. You don't have to go down too much. I suggest that you just loosen up a little bit now, just going 1 or 2 movements down, and if you like, you can stay down on the horse for the whole of the movement, but you don't have to, so you can rise and fall as you like. So parting the clouds, bringing hands up and the body up to eye level, turn the hands over. They are near to your face, and as you push forward, the body starts to lower down. And now you can stay down there if you want to, or with me, you can come up for each repetition. So we breathe in as we come up, just softly breathing out as we go down. Trying not to force the breath, just letting it work with your movement. Softly, softly. Breathing in and out. So visualize the air as a mist and start to push that air, push through that air and around it, and just let it envelop you so you can feel this wonderful thing happening. We are energizing ourselves. We are part of the process of healing. Everything we do demands it. What we eat, what we drink, how we are, our mood, our temperament, everything has a part in the processes that are going on silently in the body. And it is well known and scientifically shown, if you like, that when the body is in stress and uncomfortable with pain and stress, then the body drives itself a different way, and sometimes we need that, but other times we want to bring ourselves back into this state of being calm and unstressed, and processes going on to their absolute maximum. And rest. Good, good. So, where's the book? Rolling arms. We'll skip a couple and we'll move on to lifting the ball. We're back into Wuji stance and lifting the ball. So we lift to the opposite side of the body, and as we lift, we press down onto our big toe of that side that we've lifted to. Then we turn our hand over, palm over, and brush back down, and the other hand goes the other way, so we push down onto the toe, so that's like a step because if we were doing Tai Chi, we would be stepping at that point. But in Shavasana, it's more about the pressure. So we let that whole leg take some pressure. And while one hand is lifting, the other hand palm is facing down. And you start to rotate, move the movement from side to side slowly. So the weight is going on to the same side as you are lifting. And then it slowly comes back to centre. Lift. So there's a lift, but you are taking the weight on your big toe. And if that means that you're just going to press your big toe into the ground, that's fine. Or just wiggle your big toe, that's fine too. And evenly breathing, just evenly breathing. Consciously thinking and believing how our actions can impact our health. So with that knowledge, we then make good choices about how we eat, how we drink. And we all probably know what is good for us. And I'm not suggesting that we give up everything, but I am suggesting that we try to find a balance and note when things are not good for us, either by our mood, the change in our mood, or the change in our appearance. Something will give you that thought that your balance is out. And then you can use Shavasana to try to bring that balance back through physical actions. And this practice, this physical practice, then starts the process where the mental processes and the spiritual processes will potentially become easier to find good places with them. Okay, so have a little shake. That one. One more from Shavasana set 1. I'm going to do Flying Wild Goose. So Flying Wild Goose is done with our feet flat on the ground, and we make the gesture right up, so we're pulling the whole body up to straight up, and then as we come down we just feel the weight in our feet. Or, as we did in that previous exercise, just wiggle your toes when you come down. So as high as you can, but still standing flat on your feet. And then gently, as the arms come down, press your feet down. Press your feet to the ground. Wild Flying Goose. We'll just do a few more of those. Pressing the air down and your feet. So let your feet really feel the ground. And your breath come up. Your breath come down. So you feel like this exercise is for your whole being. And gradually you can go into set 2, where you can go up onto one foot or the other. And also you can, if you want to, you can adapt this and you can go up onto your toes if you so wish. And that adds the dimension of using feet to give ourselves the strength in our legs, gradually improving every aspect of our physical self. And that's where Tai Chi, Qigong, Shavasana starts, with the physical aspects. Just 2 more. Go up onto your toes if you can, want to. Isn't that a nice exercise? I think when you can't think of anything else and you're bored with walk in the park, that's a rather nice one to do. Okay, moving on to we're going to do the Dao form. So the Dao form also invites us to create in our mind that we are nature. It's not just that nature is around us, but that we are nature as well. And the way that the Taoists see it is that we're following this path. And therefore, as the path expands, detracts, that's the way of nature. So we have these thoughts of the ups and downs of life, and the complete ups and the complete downs, of course, are there, and hopefully we find this equilibrium. So what I'd like you to do, if you haven't done this before, then just follow along. As we move the body up, we breathe in, and as we sink the body, sink down, we breathe out. So we'll begin with the movements. So bringing the hands up to shoulder level, and then pointing the palms away from you, separate as if you were swimming on dry land. And then as they come to the sides of you, turn them over, palms up this time, palms up, and bring them to a point just about brow level. And now push down, so really feel that you're pushing against the air, and as you're halfway down, start pushing your feet into the ground. Turn the palms so that the palms are facing down, and now we make that wild goose movement and up onto our toes, and then back again, slowly back. We're going to do the arm movement again, similar to that, but this time keep your feet flat on the ground and just bring the arms up to shoulder level. And then in front of you, let them move in front of you as if they are skimming across a watery bowl or lake. Body is down, dip into the water with the hands and draw the elbows through the body till the hands meet the waist, body is upright. Change direction, let the body sink and bring the arms out in front of you. Breathing in, bring the hands up to brow level, and then breathing out, turn them and let them sink down through the whole body. Okay, so that is the whole movement. Now we can try doing that a lot slower, and you can just watch me, or for some of you, I know you've been doing it quite a while, you can just go into the flow of the movement. And nothing magical that you need to do there, but the flow, sorry, just have a little nose work. The flow just means that your mind has gone fully into the movement and you're almost doing it without any thought. So we'll do Tao form one more time, as slowly as you can, or follow my guide. Okay, so here we go again. So lifting the hands up, breathing in, pushing through water, and breathing out, let the body sink. Turn the hands over and lift the air to above the head. Breathe in, pushing the air down in front of you. Let the body sink. Prepare for flying wild goose. Up onto your toes if you can, or if not, press down into the big toe. Coming back. Bring the body to full height. Arms are each side, palms are facing down. Body starts to return down, skim across water, dip into the water and reverse the movement. Breathe in. Hands are on the waist, elbows behind you. Start the breath out. Body sinks down. Turn the hands up, bring them above the head. Breathe in and slowly breathe out. Let them just dissolve down. Dissolve, dissolve, dissolve. And there we go. So hopefully, if my recording has worked, you will be able to see this later on. So, last few minutes. We're going to do my favourite movement from Shabasha set 2. So with set 2, there's more of the moving into the bow stance. So from Wuji, to get into the bow stance, lean down onto your right leg and gently bring your left leg up and then stretch it out and let the heel touch the ground first. As you then press forward, keep the back heel on the ground, and that is bow stance. And we can pivot in bow stance so the weight comes forward and the weight comes back. And this is a marvellous exercise for knee health. So making the weight go forward, stretching that back calf, making the weight go back, moving the other leg, and we'll go into back to Wuji. Do it on the other side. So weight to the left, pick up the right leg and stretch it out. And if you actually do have knee health issues, stretch forward, don't stretch to the side, stretch forward and let your knee come down there. So that is bow stance, but we've just adapted it a little bit to help on the health and recover potentially. Or this may be always the way that you do it, you're still getting the same amount of movement. So we pivot from weight at the front, weight at the back. Okay, just have a little shake out the calves there. Just got time to finish that movement. So if we're stepping to the left, we are also going to turn to the left and lift our hand as we turn. And then, as we come back, as we pivot back, we're going to rotate the arms So they fully rotate, they spin around. Relax and forward, and hopefully you can see that. The arms relaxed but moving around, and the body's twisting too. So we've got this great twist of the body and twist of the arms and twist, and we look one way and then we look the other, so we get that full twisting the whole body. We'll just finish off with the other side. So if we step to the right, we lift the left hand and we look to the right. We're looking as far as we can to the right, then we pivot around, we look as far as we can to the left, and so on. So hopefully you can have a look back at the video in a moment when I load it up to YouTube, and you can follow that along, that beautiful stretch and twist of the whole body, top to toe. Okay, so I think I'm saying goodbye to some people. Lovely to see you all, and catch you all next time if you are going now. If not, I'll see you, I'll close this one and I'll see you all in a moment. Okay, just checking. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. So here I am. Hopefully you can see me top to toe. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Just sorry, I didn't do the other setting. Okay, so there we go. Right, here we are. So moving on to the Baudouin, and we're going to try just in the first part of this class just to work through all of the parts of it, with adaptations for anyone that wants to. Just being aware of pelvic health, knee health and shoulder health. So those are the three things that most people, necks as well, necks as well. So those are the things that the majority of people have to look out for. So we'll just be gentle with ourselves as we approach this, being gentle and not actually pushing to the full extent of your ability. So you can stretch, for example, if you were stretching up. So we're stretching up, but we're not stretching. If I was going to stretch to my full extent, I would do that. But we don't have to do that. So we're stretching, we're moving our limbs, but we're not going overly stretched up. Now that's quite difficult when you are going up onto your toes, because you have to balance, you have to not overstretch, but you do have to take that balance in a different way, and that makes you stretch a little bit more. If you are in bow stance, I don't think we do we do that in, I can't remember, I think we do. But if you're in bow stance, of course, you're stretching the calf muscle and the thigh muscle at both angles. And the idea is that we don't overstretch it. So if you've pushed forward to this point, that might be what I would consider an overstretch. So you're stretching within a medium amount of stretching is where I'm going to with this. Okay, so let's begin. Feet are in Wu-Ji stance, and I hope I have, am I still in screen, everybody? Yeah, thank you, Tracy. Okay, so 2 hands upholding heaven begins with us bringing the energy to chest level, turning the hands over, pressing down, letting the body sink down, and then stretching up, but not overstretching. You can go up onto your toes, and then change direction, and coming back down to ground as much as you can, sinking down. We try to get into the flow of the movement by doing some repetitions, going up onto your toes there if you want to. So measuring yourself as you go along, and really making an effort not to overdo it. It's hard because sometimes it's only a little while afterwards that something starts to complain. You just get into the flow of this first movement, nicely stretching and feeling that nice flow. Slow motion helps us to make these stretches that are not overly stretched into your toes. I think that's 5. I'll do one more. But even if you haven't gone fully up onto your toes, just take the weight on your toes. Okay, just for a second, just relaxing Wu-Ji. Just try to come to that place, thought of no thought, that is Wu-Ji. Just be, just for a moment. Be still. And pulling the bow as if to shoot the eagle. So we lift the ball and making a soft fist with our right hand, go into, or we could go into horse riding stance there, and I'll just turn it so that you can see the gesture, and we make this opening of the chest, and then coming back, and we sink down. The other way, so lifting, soft fist is the left hand, and you turn to the right, make the opening, back, and settle down. So we'll just do a few repetitions of that. And if you want to, and you feel like your hips are strong enough, you can stay in horse riding stance for a whole repetition. And you can come up if you feel the strain. You don't have to. You can come up and down. Bring the body to full height. And then just a little drop down. As we go. Again, coming back into Wuji and just enclose yourself in that feeling. Just be and the third movement is crane that spreads its wings, or separating heaven and earth. Crane spreads its wings. So we come back into Wuji, lift the ball. The left hand turns over and comes back, and then they separate. Those are the wings. And you can take that wing down to the side if you want to. Breathing in, right hand coming towards you. That right hand continues to travel up. Crane spreads its wings, and crane can flap its wing down if it wants to. As we breathe out, trying to lower the body. As we breathe in, the body rise. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. The last repetition. Breathing out. Breathing in. And you can look behind as the wing goes down. So really feel the energy of those wings and how they might have to pull their energy from a different source of the body, using their core strength, the strength within their body to move those wings. And we just center ourselves, come back to Wuji, relax. Okay. Looking backwards. So lifting the ball, and we're going to turn the hands over and move them and look to the left. Look to centre. Let the ball disappear. And this time we're going to spread our hands, but we're going to look to the right. So if that look only goes there, that's fine. If you can look further, take your hand back, looking across the palm, that's also fine. Not overstretching. rises and falls with each breath. So how slow you take that is up to you. And resting Wuji there. Just allow yourself to be, just be. Okay, and left and right swing. So we can do this in the way that we're comfortable. I think everybody on here knows what they need to do. So you can go down and you can do the left to right swing in this very upright position, or you can shift the body forwards and up, just gently back, whichever one suits you. Left and right swing. By the way, if you don't find that comfortable, then you can just simply shift the hips from side to side there, just turning gently. Do something else if that doesn't suit you. You can let the weight go just down onto each leg without the upper movement of the torso. So just find what is good for you there. But it's a left and right swing. So if you feel comfortable with that, then that's what you can do. Okay, good. And actually, just the hips to recover from those movements. If you are finding it slightly difficult, doing some swaying or rotation of the hips will help to bring them back to equilibrium. Okay, up and down stretch. So from Wuji, we lift the ball. This ball is a smaller ball and sort of football sized, to the top of your head, and then if you're feeling comfortable, you can just ease back into a back bend, come back to standing, and now either take the ball down to the ground bending your knees, or just to wherever you feel comfortable, then draw it back into your waist and then let it disappear. So lift, little stretch back, come back to straight, and then if you want to, you can go down to the ground. If you have gone down to the ground, then pull that ball up through the centre part of your body to the waist, and then allow yourself a few seconds to settle, let the brain fluids all settle again before you do another one. Lift, bend back, cut forwards, down, lift up, and return. Just allow yourself a moment to settle. Lift up, bend back, bend forwards, bend down, back up, slowly settle. Just allow that to settle. Now we'll do one more. Lift the ball, bend slightly back, let the hips some come forward slightly, return to normal, and down. Lift that ball up, and then let it settle. Okay, so see where you need a little bit of assistance, perhaps with your hips. Just let the blood, get the blood into that. If you have done a nice back bend, then just getting the blood flowing. So when we do this massage, we're not doing it directly onto the spine. We're just doing it either side of the spine there, just to get the blood flow. Okay, we come to diagonal knock, and that is the 7th movement. It is done in wide stance. Am I still in the right position? I think I am. Okay, so diagonal knock. From a wide stance, if you want to, and arms are just loose, then we make soft fists with our hands, and we draw them up with the knuckles near to each other through the centre part of the body. When we reach chest level, we knock with one hand, and then come back, knuckles near to each other, go up, straight part of the body, open hands, and like a flower we bloom. Hands come back to Wuji, do the other side, to the centre, diagonal knock, back to centre, up through the centre part of the body, open the hands, and open, slight stretch. Okay, so you can do that more with the drop of the body, diagonal knock, go into the horse riding position. Each time we come down, breathing in and breathing out. One more time. So if you don't want to go down too far, you don't have to. Just a little drop of the body there. And stretching up but not overstretch. Stretch the fingers but not overstretch. Curling into a fist softly. And back to Wuji. Just for a moment. Come back to natural stance. And breathing gently. Just allow ourselves into that space of Wuji. Thought of no thought. If you can hold that thought of no thought, when you're practicing later, if you can hold that thought of no thought for a few minutes, that would be fantastic. Okay, so the last movement, toe and heel bounce. And so when I first started doing my training, we were always told not to, if people had osteoporosis or in fact hip problems, that we were always told not to bounce at all. But now the new thinking is that these small bounces are actually beneficial for bone density repair. So rocking, which is the toe and heel bounce. So you can either just do a gentle rocking where your heel comes down to the ground. Some of you know that you can do a stronger knocking. That is okay. So we do the toe to heel bounce. And you can hold it and go down. Hold it. Hold it. Okay. So just in the last few moments, we'll just finish with Wuji, and just let that be for a moment. Sometimes what I do to try and get into this Wuji state of mind is I just trace through, I just use my mind to trace through all the movements that I've just done. So imagining that I'm moving, and just allow that thought to just drift into that movement, and eventually it just softens into thought of no thought. It's the way of going from activity to Wuji. It takes practice to fully come into that Wuji state of mind, and of course it takes practice for everything. So good luck with your practice this week, and I will be uploading this particular lesson onto YouTube in a moment, and you'll be able to go there and have a look, and send it to all your friends. I don't mind. Okay, so take care everyone, have a good week, see some of you later in the week. Bye for now.